Horsepower in my darkest hour. Horsepower in my darkest hour. This my iron shoe, the God 72. I had to keep it G, I knew it'd be long overdue. The lone wolf, no crew. Some take notes on how I move, cause I'd rather extract the soul than be the bastard that lose. I give no answers and clues. The master's improved. I keep the shine on my tools, the heated 9 on you fools. So your beef finds its time in stools. The crimes I choose keeps me paid, not slayed. That's why I'm chopping on blades, a jack of all trades. Never spending days in a cage, popping champagne. Only made man that's custom made. Some afraid when I came to the game. No emotions didn't play, now they got something to say. For today and tomorrow, with the sorrow we laugh. And I got too much smash to borrow anyone's cash. A survivor at last and never begging. We picked the locks on the gates to get inside of heaven. Got pride with weapons, paid my bills and left them guessing. Now the feds is asking questions. Never let them see you sweating, bring infection to your connections. The rope becomes your blessing. You niggas hang out so you won't feel no stressing. See the parallels of hell as we hear church bells. No, we're never compelled. Take the oath and won't rot in jail. You niggas is obviously fairy tale. Put your face on a t-shirt and now we got souls for sale. Oh well, never tell is the motto. Life is hard as we chug on the whiskey bottle. Make your bank account look like you hit the lotto. And when I'm on the streets, only goddesses follow. Horsepower in my darkest hour. Horsepower in my darkest hour. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. Ever seen a fallen angel? Ball at every angle. The black Constantine smoking on dopamine. I've been reminiscing about the things that I've seen. You gotta crack a couple skulls to get the fatty. Experience will aid you, and that's literally. For the mills, your neck goes in the guillotine. Don't think that they politics is gonna stop me. I know how to get rid of a body properly. Bend the block and see the untold history. Where shit looks like gold, but it's only glittery. Till I'm old and shivering, the OG is hustling. Diamonds is Tuscany, 100 M's is what I need. So who gotta plead? I sign and agree, then slide on Pirellis. Nigga, you gon' smell me, and that's every fucking time. A man sipping moonshine. The God 720 Naga lost his fucking mind. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. Pass the collection plate. You can't change your fate. Stay on a paper chase. Rubber bands and big face. The last outlaw versus the United States. Choose your words wisely. There's a lot at stake. You gonna step inside the shit that you make. That's out there's a baby. Amongst the lost and crazy, the motto is always fuck you, pay me, but maybe your talk will cost. When you cross a boss, we make the sign of the cross. I can feel it in the air, yo, something is off. Just like his head. Don't do as I do, just do as I said. It's the order of the streets. Put some blood on your bread for communion. The dollars are recruiting while you hollering and hooting. Just focus on the bag, never mind the tech shooting. The drops are made for cruising. Smile in your coffin and you won't be looking stupid. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. I've been stacking my wins and then I balance my sins.
Peace, peace, peace to the money religion. All my niggas in the house. What's goody? And this motherfucker. Peace to the nigga Malik Cushy Music. Yeah, he peeped the science. Stacking my wins and then I balance my sins. because your wins are going to come from your sins if you're out here doing the game correctly. A lot of niggas think, you know, you got to come out here, stick out your chest, to be bravado by being violent. Violence don't got no results, nigga. Violence don't got no results towards them bills. So if you're committing sins, you better be stacking wins with it. And how you balance your sins, nigga, is called one word: charity. You know what I'm saying? That's why the corporations, they make the gazillions off the slaves in the sweatshop, and then they give back by opening up an orphanage. So they could guarantee the slaves going to the sweatshop straight from the orphanage. But hey, it's the indigenous who's giving up their children. So we must provide, you understand? Because they're not going to provide for themselves. That's how the game works. So yeah, you got to balance your sins, with the wins that you stacking, and don't be lacking out here. Today, this video, man, me and all my niggas, man, niggas is tired. Americans are tired. Trump supposedly had another assassination attempt just the other day. And guess what? Nobody gives a fuck. Americans are desensitized. It don't matter if you was to kill both of them right now. Americans don't care. Americans have so much weight on their hands and so much weight on their head. And that's why they had to remove all that talk about who's boiling the cats and the chipmunks and, eating the fucking squirrels and the fucking guinea pigs. Because, and they also had to, change up everything that they were saying about the immigrants and all the money that they was giving them. Because sooner or later, if not, maybe even if it doesn't occur, you're poking the bear, you're kicking the wasp nest, and Americans might respond to it accordingly. We could respond to it in, uprisal. And if one uprisal situation happens in one city where there is a collective effort to assault the Venezuelan or whatever the fuck, because in reality, the average American don't know who to swing at. You see, because the root of the scenario is called financing. So, the Venezuelans and all the other immigrants couldn't be here without getting all this free government money. And this government money is our tax dollars. And we don't know who's signing off the check to give that money to the immigrants. So out of the jealous rage, people are going to attack the one that's the recipient of the finances. You dig what I'm saying? Because we don't know who to attack. And then a lot of people don't have the time or the energy to attack. A lot of people are lonely, living in a house by themselves, because everybody has their own thinking and everybody thinks that their thinking is correct. And they become zero tolerant towards the motherfuckers that are around them in their life, whether that's their family, friends, or whatever the case. And nobody likes a system of leniency. And if you're going to be lenient, you better listen and understand your position, because what leniency and dependency states in America to the person that is the one being depended upon, he said, hey, I can treat you like whatever I want to, and I can talk to you however the fuck I want to. A lot of managers on jobs think they could do that. CEOs think they could do that to execs. It's a whole hierarchy system of I'm looking to make somebody my bitch so I can feel powerful. That's what the whole black race is built off of. Black males and the way they operate, especially with this whole rap game shit. It's based on a mentality of I have to make you my bitch, and you're going to be my bitch for this amount of time until I say or until I allow you to go to the next phase. Or you have to show your face consistently in these areas until somebody says, hey, I see you're doing good over here, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to come up under my wing and let me be your mentor? Once again, let me be your big daddy and you're my bitch, and that's the way this whole system works out here, and even white people be acting like this too. And I mean, they're the head honchos in this system, because that's all slavery was, is, making another motherfucker your bitch. And that's what a lot of Americans are looking out to do. And even the women want to do that to men want to do that to women. Women want to do that with their children. It's a whole hierarchy system. And it's terrible that we have that mentality, but that's exactly what it is. And Americans are tired. We're tired of the hierarchy systems. We're tired of the lack of the finances. We're tired of, the question for what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen next week, next month, next year. We're tired of the natural disasters. Natural disasters are completely based upon Native Americans not being here. Hence, that's the tornadoes. Tornadoes aren't recorded anywhere else on this planet but in North America. So that's a direct for that one. And then we have the hurricane system, which follows the same trail as the slave ships did coming from Africa. So there's a great metaphysic, great alchemy, quantum physics thing going on with that. And Americans have to deal with the quote unquote punishment from those scenarios every year. We have to deal with it, the outlandish weather patterns, and then we have um, big issues with, what's going on with our presidency right now, what's going on with the country. Nobody really knows. Nobody is going to know. We all know, and see a lot of people think that their vote means something. Your vote means nothing. They have they've already made their decisions. They have a system already lined up that you're going to support whether you like it or not, because there is informants all around you that's going to say, especially at your jobs, that are going to say, hey, don't you want to think like this? Hey, don't you want to think like that? Bro, Americans are tired. We're tired in this motherfucker, man, and we don't know what to do. Supposedly, Canada, Canada got together, and they started some petition, and they all decided to stop paying their mortgages and their rents all at one time. It would be very interesting if America did that, you know. But it is the bills that is driving the younger generation into suicide, and a lot of these crash out scenarios of the shooting in public, and killing the innocent bystander. People are doing that because they don't know what to do with their life. They don't know, what's coming next. Their sex life is garbage. Their money is garbage. Money, if your money is good and your sex life is good, your life is good. You have nothing. You're leaving the house every day with a smile on your face, and that's just what it is. So with the lack of pleasure and the lack of treasure, people just go ahead and crash out. We're tired. Americans are tired. It shows in the statistics. you know the um the rates of mental health ailments are skyrocketing. They say within the next 5 years, the need for psychologists, sociologists, therapists, and the like are is going to triple. So we're going to need those positions to be fulfilled. And you could go ahead and push your child or push yourself into those departments, the life coaching and things of that nature. And in essence, you're just going to be pushing pills. You're not really, because the root element of rewiring somebody's brain that has psychological issues, mental health, depression, stress, and all these other things are not going to be taught to you. And it can get very, very icky in those areas. So we don't want to, have any lawsuits going down with the firm or with whatever hospital you may be accredited through to go ahead and um, relinquish those services to those who need them. And it's crazy. It's just crazy. Everything is crazy right now. So this is a free ball show today. Y'all come in the comments and go ahead and vent. You can, mention what stresses that are bothering you in society right now. We'll talk about it. I also want to let the people know that I have everything for sale. The Kicked Out of Heaven books, the Black Man's Bible, the Ethereal Law, and the Real Nigga Etiquette are now all going for $100. You can find it at the blackmansbible.com. So you spend $100, you get all those books. They all come signed. And then the Real Nigga Etiquette comes with the Onyx Tablet album. The Ethereal Law comes with the Shaka Zulu album. And the Black Man's Bible comes with the Monster album. Okay. So you get all of that for $100. Okay. So go ahead and get into it. Get into it now. They're flying off the shelves. You have to, and even if you already have copies for yourself, buy copies for somebody else, and go ahead and enforce. You understand? Do not be greedy, and if you have this literature and you can't really share it and express it with other people, well, we have to question, how you're living your life, because there should be nothing that you attain that you have to hide from others around you. That immediately expresses your cowardice, your hiding. It immediately expresses, the lack of truth that you live in pertaining to your loved ones and those who are around you in your life. Me personally, if I got a new book comes in, I can go ahead and tell all my homies, yo, man, this shit came in, it's fired in a motherfucker, boom, boom, boom. I don't have to hide shit, and I'm not going to hide shit to live amongst other people. Like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? It's how it works. It's like, what nigga? I'm not in the position of needy. Like, what the fuck? Like, why do people live in a status of fear of other humans who pose no threat? They pose no power to your existence. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom always taught me, if that nigga ain't signing your check, fuck that nigga. Fuck what he talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's the bottom line, And it's crazy because I say these things and you click on other videos and you hear the same shit, but it don't punch like when I'm saying it. Why does it raise the goosebumps on people when I'm saying the motherfucking shit? I guess because it's real. And a lot of these niggas is out here living very Sesame Street, my nigga. A lot of these niggas is out here living puppeteer. You understand? Appreciate it, Brick Altar. Appreciate it, Awoke I Am. If you're gonna send money, send the money to the Cash App. Do not do the thing through the YouTube shit because it's a bunch of layers, man. I'm a person that likes to get directly to the point. So what does that mean? I've provided the Kicked Out of Heaven for you from my own website. You can get it directly from me. It's to you in a day. You good on Amazon, you got to go through this shit, go through this shopping cart. You got to go through the shipping and handling with another company. You got to go through too much goddamn dumbass shit. When you hit the line with me, it comes directly to you. I need everybody to get into the mental space of being direct from A to Z. Don't fuck around with running around in circles and chasing your fucking tail, to appease somebody else, to make it appear as if you're busy, because that's what a lot of people have been doing, and a lot of that shit is crashing right now. A lot of people on the Instagram went out there and got the BBLs and died in the process of doing so. A lot of people went out there, got on the OnlyFans, and lost their whole families and lost the respect from all of their neighboring community, and can no longer show their face, and they had to move to a whole nother town to try and restart life. But you can't even do that like the old world. In the good old days, you could do whatever foul shit you wanted to and then bounce to another city 3 states over and you're good. You can restart life. You ain't restarting shit nowadays. Now Facebook is following you everywhere you go. That Instagram is following wherever you go. So if you got some weird shit moving, nigga, the weird shit gonna pop up on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's all there is to it, you know. But hopefully there's a crash of that whole system, you know. We have to, because it's become dangerous, it's become volatile, you know. We have repetitive school shootings everywhere. You know, like I said, they just shot at Trump again. And, you know, it's all a mysterious hoax Hollywood situation to me. I don't know if they're trying to invoke the sympathy out of the American people, and hopefully we go, oh, you know, maybe Trump get my vote because, you know, he's getting shot at and blah blah blah, you know. Or if they're trying to enforce him to quit. In all reality, I think the Democrat Party and everything else that's out here in the media is really trying to enforce the vote towards Trump. And that's not only by trying to invoke the sympathy out of the American people with these false ass assassination bullshit, you know, and but also with what Kamala said in the beginning of her debate. She said, I want you to go to one of his rallies. Yeah, you want him to go to the rallies to listen to some truth, for number one. Yeah. And then when Biden comes out, he comes out wearing a nigga's hat at an event with kids. They showed one event where Kamala walked in the room and didn't nobody say shit. Didn't nobody even look at her. But when Trump came in the room, they ranted and raved and jumped up and down and all this other shit. Because at the end of the day, people aren't really looking at their policies or what their achievements are or who's qualified for the position. What people are just mad at white men balling. That's really what's going on with the native across the board, across the world, the whole world, you know. They're in India, you know, right now, sitting in the little mud hut and stepping on their fucking food and shit. And they're watching Friends on their little 1980 TV and shit. They're watching, you know, Bugs Bunny, you know, and they say, I want to be America. Okay. I want to come to America. You know, for what, nigga? You know, you have the African mud hut, you know, and they sit down, they watch the Seinfeld, and they think they are, you know, more prestigious than the local yokel who is still running around barefoot and making the clay bowl and eating out of the clay bowl, sitting on a rug with no table. You know what I'm saying? And this is also the same in the Colombian, in the Ecuador, and the farms, and, you know, in the Central America. It's all the same shit. You know, the majority of the homes are built off of cinder blocks. You know, you may have some fresh fruit, but that's all you got. You know, you're waiting on the tourists to bring money. As a matter of fact, that's why the carnival is so large. You know, the carnival is so large on Labor Day because the majority of the islands, they only can make money off the tourist attraction because they have no import or export. You know, and damn near all of their fruits isn't really enough to survive off of, as the white male has went across the entire planet and replaced your resources with a dollar bill. Okay. And I mean, it's amazing how you put down all of these motherfucking rules and regulations and kick everybody ass on the planet in the span of 3 years. The white man went to China, kicked that ass. Japan kicked that ass. India kicked that ass. Africa kicked that ass. Central America, South America whooped your motherfucking ass. In the span of 300 years, my dude. Like, how do you do that? Like, what type of level of thought pattern? That's why I had to do the kicked out of heaven, because I needed to figure it out. Like, this shit is phenomenal. And it didn't even really hit me until I was writing Real Nigga Etiquette Voodoo Edition. Then I'm going through the time periods. I'm like, hold on. All of this shit was going down in the 1500s, 1600s, you know. At the same time, y'all niggas is going to war in Europe and burning up your women for 300, 400 years. And then you got you starting wars in Africa. You starting wars over here in the China. You go over here and wipe out the Maya, the Aztec, and all this shit. How in the fuck? Like, what type of level of preparation did you niggas have before you got on them ships and went across the water? And obviously, you must have known people was on the other side of that water, because you went over there and just got the song. As soon as you saw the plentiful resources, you said, we need to slaughter these niggas. And that's exactly what they did. And it's terrible, man. It's difficult because here we have a situation. It's like, mumbo jumbo. The native will do nothing, but what you will do is you're going to go to the museum and pay me when you go to the museum to look at the artifacts of your ancestors. Okay, we will allow that. Okay, what you will do, okay, is you're going to go to this goddamn job. Ain't going to be no picking no fruits. You don't even know how to grow no motherfucking fruits. Okay, and even if you thought you knew you grew some fruits, nigga, we gon' we gonna go ahead and put this chemtrail over all you niggas. We gonna put the motherfucking solar panels on your house. The solar panels be giving people cancer. The solar panel will radiate the ground, and you can't even grow vegetables for 30 years because the soil is depleted of its nutrient value. Do you understand, man? Like, we have not put up, like, what is this shit? Americans are fucking tired. So peace to the heartthrob, peace to the nigga Q guy, all the people that just came in. If you have any frustrations, today we're going to allow some venting to go down. So if you need to vent about any of the frustrations that you see in society or how you feel as if you're being treated in society, go ahead and lay it out. You put it in the comments and we'll go ahead and expound on it. And it's just like my young homie told me. He was like, let's be for real about what racism is. You know what I'm saying? Because racism is really just a system that is against black males, not against black females. Black females get a little bit too many accolades in society, and you get too much freedom, not only because you're a female, but we'll use a little bit of the leftover juju from the slavery thing that y'all want to claim. Even though us giving all this money to the immigrants has stalled out any so-called reparations plan. Okay. So we'll let you, run amok, run a free. Just, keep on giving birth to these degenerate niggas and not teaching them nothing, and lead them directly into our warehouses so we can have a workforce, and if they're too defiant towards the workforce, well, then we'll provide systems to lead your ass right up into jail. And if they don't want to align with those systems, hey, just go ahead and nag them, nag them, nag them, nag them down until some domestic violence situation is created, and then the black male goes to jail from that. And um, well, it's funny you said that. Let's look at a frustration. The cat pack lifestyle put us on. He says, let's put this up here. No, every time I watch these cop shows, they treat the black woman with kid gloves. Okay, um, yeah, I've seen a lot of that. Well, women have been taught indirectly. Well, let's do that. It's not that women literally have been taught that they get everything for free. Well, subconsciously they have. There is a pretty privilege that a lot of women experience during the course of their life, but it's also due to the fact that they don't get involved in, criminal acts as a kid. So they don't get involved with none of that shit. So as an adult, they think they have free liation. And then they also, um when they're at their homes, they watch the mothers snap on everybody, and you know they think they can snap on everybody, and they think they can get away with whatever they want, and they think they can yell at the cop, don't touch me, don't touch me. A lot of that shit shows up on my TikTok a lot, and it's funny, it's hilarious, because we are going to touch you, ma'am. You are going to go to jail. Put your hands behind your back. You're a jackass. Let's talk about why Walmart and Target, you know and your local grocery store has everything locked up from deodorant to detergent. And then if you go over there to the female situation where they put all the makeup and shit, boy, they got it like Fort Knox up in there. They got every goddamn camera and every single, because the woman thinks everything is free for her. Yeah, and the reason why is because she hasn't been taught during her childhood that there are consequences for your actions. She watched her mama just sit on the phone and cry about a bill or cry about this and that. And then when little Susie goes to sleep, mama invites the man over, and the man comes over there and beats the goddamn coochie down, and now bills are paid in the morning, the refrigerator is filled, and little Susie don't know how any of that happened. Okay. Little Daquan doesn't know Jamal, doesn't know anything about how any of that shit happened. you know. So now the motherfuckers think, oh, well, when we go out in public, mom puts on this goddamn sundress and got her butt flopping. She ain't wearing no drawers and shit, and everybody's paying attention to her. And now these old bitch ass niggas grow up in the same way, thinking that they could dye their hair and put on some skinny jeans. And whenever they go out in public, everybody's supposed to be staring at them and desiring them. For what, nigga? You're setting yourself up to get fucked, nigga. Because that's what Mammy was doing. Mammy was setting herself up to get, like they said in the medieval, the woman is the only meat that dresses herself for slaughter. Oh my god. you know, and just like when you walk in the woods, the smooth trail is a well beaten path. Talking about a woman who shaved her coochie when they was talking about that. I said, holy shit, but that's the way it goes. So a lot of females, I was watching videos yesterday, they weren't black women, but there was a lot of videos who think they can swing at the cops and say whatever the hell they want to the cops. They think they can go out here and drive drunk. And then what's really so crazy is that when the police tell them, get out the car, ma'am, this broad gets on her phone. She thinks she can call her dad. She thinks she can call her mom. She thinks she can call her brother. She thinks she got somebody to call on. And it doesn't matter who you call on. You can call your lawyer. You want to speak to a lawyer. We don't care. This isn't TV. You're going to jail. Like, what the fuck is this shit? You're going to jail. That is the process. You have disobeyed the law. Okay. So let's go over some more questions here. Grand Zeal says, good day. Why does everything they make and sell seem to backfire? Well, you would have to name what specific things that seem to backfire. Oh, like, okay, if we were to say like iPhones or technology, for existence, for example, they rush it out because the human is the lab rat. It's sort of like when you go to the gas station. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna smoke a blunt or whatever the fuck, I go get some Dutches, and I get them Dutches plain, no flavor, chemical and shit. Because when I was young, I remember it. There was a large gap when I was going through a lot of high level information. I wasn't drinking anything, and then some holiday came around. I said, hey, you know what I'm saying? Me and the shorty, let's go get some. Let's go get a bottle from the liquor store. I walked inside the liquor store and they got raspberry vodka and strawberry this. I'm like, yo, what is all this flavor fucking shit? They made this shit for little kids, B. They made all your blunts now and laters and fucking Skittle flavors and shit and cookie and cream. Who gives a fuck? Like, I don't need that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? But what that does show is that you are the lab rat human. You will purchase. We will see the results of your consistent consuming of the same type of products by looking at the hospital records. And we will also look at the death records. We will look at the CDC records. And it will show us, what you were consuming and what are the effects from the consumption of what, you're purchasing and shit. You see what I'm saying? And, you are the lab rat. That's the same thing with the chips in these vehicles. And that's why they slowed down the production of vehicles, too. Is because they know that you, human, the purchaser, the consumer, you are the lab rat. We're not going to spend money on testing things anymore. As long as they get approved and meet past the approvement of the FDA or whatever other, association that is put in position to be the authority to approve whatever, we're going to go ahead and put it through. And then if there's any recalls, if there's anything like that, it will show up through the human, because the main objective is to kill the human off anyways. And we have got to be fools if we're going to sit here and try to state that we're not trying, that something on this planet is not trying to kill us off. It's very clear. Something on this planet is trying to kill us all off, and they're doing it through every single format they can. They're fucking up the air, they're fucking up the food, they're fucking up your love life, they're fucking up your family structure, they're fucking up your finances, they're filling your community with criminals that come from a whole nother country and speak a whole nother language. They're fucking up the financial structure, and it's all intentional. You cannot tell me that this shit is not intentional. You know, we have too much information at our access nowadays about the collapse of a multitude of different civilizations that thrived before us, for us to prevent the area of our collapse. And we're not doing that. And we're not doing that because a lot of people think in entertainment and the avenues and the exercises of children is supposed to be our elements of fun as adults, when in reality all you're trying to do is mask your traumas and hide and put on a different mask with the alcohol and with the drugs to hide away from the traumas, to make other humans think that you're great. You see what I'm saying? And you're not great. You know, I'm not trying to impose to anybody that I'm great. You know, I don't give a fuck about that shit. You know, what for? You know, it's not going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? To get worship for a human from a human is the goal for the majority of the people that you see online. You know, and you know, for the majority of the people that you see online, they're trying to impose some form of worship. You know, they're not, you know, here to give you anything for you to make your life better, because a lot of people are still in the caveman thought, and they're just looking at other people. They're not, you know, giving themselves any form of self-recognition and evaluating themselves for, you know, the evolution of self. And that's why I put out information. That's why I provide books and literature. Like I stated right now, for everybody that just walked in, we got the Kicked Out of Heaven series, the Black Man's Bible, the Ethereal Law, and the Real Nigga Etiquette, available for $100. And you can go to theblackmansbible.com in order to get it. You dig what I'm saying? It's right there at the availability. And if you aren't going to take the time to read what they call self-help books and things in history in order to perfect your situation, then you're not going to get any perfection at all. You, in essence, psychologically collapse and default to the position of an animal, because the animal just sits there. You know, it's just like the leopard or the cheetah. You know, after they get done eating, they go, they climb in the tree and they sit on their fucking ass and they just look and watch. It's the same thing as the frog. The frog croaks and watches, and that's all they do. You see? So just always make sure that you are not in the space of watching shit all the goddamn time. You have to read, you have to put the typewriter to the back of the brain, because the human doesn't do that. You know, and for you to stay in the space of stupidity and staying in the space of not knowing your environment, guess what? You have automatically allowed the vulnerability for you to be victimized. Okay? For you to be victimized. That's what you're setting yourself up. Now, some people like to be victimized because that is some form of attention. Me personally, I don't like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's go into some things that the other people said. And I want y'all to go ahead. Like I said, this video is for venting today. So if y'all got something y'all want to vent about how society is operating, because we're all tired. I'm in the same boat as you. We're all tired. So just go ahead and put it in the comment. I'm going to put it up on the screen. We'll expound on it. Go ahead. Let's go to some other ones. Gems for Hems asks, do you trust Uber Eats or DoorDash after understanding people? No, I don't. I've never had a DoorDash or Uber Eats in my life. I do not like my food going through too many people's hands. I don't know hygienic rules are. I don't know what type of crust from what type of animal is underneath your fingernails. I don't know the condition of your cars. See, and this, let's go into, and don't think I'm saying this to you, Jennifer Helms, but we need to go into things that we've already seen. For instance, we've all seen Hoarders, right? We've all seen the TV show Hoarders, right? What makes you think a hoarder or a car hoarder, because there's car hoarders too, are not in those positions? See, people who think on the lower levels like that are stuck in lower level um jobs. Like the person that's driving or doing a Uber Eats or a DoorDash, 9 times out of 10 has a very blocked up and confusing life. They most likely have a bunch of roommates or a bunch of individuals living up in their house, a bunch of animals running around every goddamn where. The conditions are not great. They most likely aren't using their own owned car, because a Uber Eats or a DoorDash really ain't finna pay no bills. you know. So for you to get caught into that type of space automatically shows where the intellect level is at. And when the intellect level is low, you might as well guesstimate that the hygiene level is low, and the social activity, the social behavior is low. We've seen this with the Brother Polite and the Nature Boy. Them niggas was clowns. Brother Polite had to come out with the costume on. Nature Boy was damn near always fucking in with his shirt off and looking all fucking crazy, living in the goddamn woods. His hygiene was low, his intelligence was low, their social behavior was low, and they ended up where? In the penitentiary. Okay. And now, see, I don't dress in none of them situations. I've never been in them situations. I don't use the wordplay. I don't use the fascination of some type of dream for you to purchase into when dealing with the God 720. When you deal with the God 720, I provide a tangible product for you that will assist your life with or without me there. You can always hit me up and ask questions, which many people who have read my books have done. And it's a beautiful situation. We get to grow. You get to go on. I'm not trying to fucking put a leash on anybody. Like my young homie said, I have no direction with the kicked out of heaven. That's right. Because it says the untold history of the white races. I'm only giving you the facts that has built up the paradigm in which you live in today, and which you will be able to identify with your environment, and also with the caucus individuals that you encounter. You will see their behavior based off of events that happened 500 to 1,000 years ago inside their history. Now, and that's also explained in the first chapter where we go over epigenetics. And epigenetics is a system or is a science stating that all of your behaviors come from a multitude of different time periods from what's in your blood, because nobody can tell me the age of your blood. You understand? So your blood was in another person, 4 or 5 great grandfathers ago and shit. And his activities show up in your behavior today. Okay? So we have to understand that. You see what I'm saying? So no, I don't trust no Uber Eats or no DoorDash, and I never will. I don't like my food going through a multitude of people's hands, a multitude of different environments, because you see, when you order the food, first it has to be cooked into a kitchen, and then it goes to the people that have to bag it, and then it sits on the counter, and you don't know what other customers may be sitting around your food while it's sitting on the counter waiting for the Uber Eats person to pick it up, and then they come and pick it up, and then they put the food in their vehicle. You don't know the conditions of their vehicle. You don't know if there's dog hair, cat hair everywhere, dog shit, cat. You don't know what the fuck is going on inside their vehicle, and then they bring it to your home, and they have to bring it, and then sometimes they just leave it at your front door. It's disrespectful. And then they think they can demand a tip. When people don't understand the psychology behind jobs like that, or like being, flipping the patty at McDonald's, or working at a UPS or a FedEx, and these type of jobs are actually supposed to be semi-punishment. They're supposed to be very unpleasant so you can better yourself and get into a better scenario. That is the original psychology behind those type of jobs. So when you like being a garbage man and things like that, these jobs are going to make you enforce a better life for yourself, which also includes making life better for other people, because each one of these jobs are nothing but servicing for other people. So if you don't put your mind into a status of let me provide a product or a service which can better other people's lives, which is what every single job on this planet is, then you're going to default to shoveling shit. Okay, and that's what it is. And then these individuals, who are smoking on the meth and smoking on the vapes and shit, think that they're gonna throw rocks at your house because you didn't give them a $2 tip, as if they deserve a fucking tip. You deserve nothing. Okay, it's how it works. Okay, you make your life better, and you also have to make other people's lives better in the course of that. That's what those jobs are for. Okay. That's why you start out with those jobs as teenagers. If I was president, it would be mandate that fast food, you could only be 18 to like 21, 25, somewhere up in there, to work those jobs. Nobody over 21, 25 can work those jobs. You have to put an enforcement down, because we have to put a mandate on a higher level of intelligence when it comes to our adults, to show that the adults are mature enough to be able to maintain a home and maintain a household. That's why we don't have those things now. People can't maintain no homes. They can't pay their fucking bills. So let me see here. Somebody asked a question. My first question is basically, why do things get revealed to someone after or when they needed to know it at that time? Because time is divine, and you're going to be given the things at the specific moment, but it also depends on when you give things. I give things immediately, so I get things immediately. I don't really have a problem with life, because I push people along to be better, and a lot of people don't like that. So sometimes I refrain from doing it, but because they don't know what that betterment may be for their life, and a lot of people are comfortable in the position of where they're at. So, but because you have uh helped people's lives, you will essence, get what you need on the time you need it. Um and that's just what all there is to that. So here we go. Here's another question. Q God asks, in your opinion, is there more 304ing going on now than in the past time because of the internet and music? And has the game gotten a black eye because of it? No, no. Hoeing and the whole prostitution game has been going on since the beginning of time. It's the oldest profession, is what they call it. And the second oldest profession is the pimping. You understand? And we have the brothels that's been going on in ancient Greece. I've never really studied brothels in Egypt, but I'm pretty sure there was some type of system in operation. But you had the brothels of Rome. They were called lupanars. You know, you got the brothels of the medieval times, and then you got the brothels of all America. Until like the 1930s, 40s. And then you have, you go to China, they still got brothels to this day. You go to Taiwan, they still got brothels to this day. And let me tell you why there's so many brothels. Is because women don't provide. Okay? Women look for the man to provide. They don't provide. They don't, they're not industrial. Now, there's a couple of what you want to call exceptions to the rule. So this is the rule. And then you do have geniuses. There are female geniuses. You have a couple mathematicians, a couple of scientists here and there. You do have female geniuses, but and in essence, everybody, male and female, could be genius on this planet. It all depends on how you were up rearing the children. Okay. And we do not have a system that says, okay, women think like this. We need to expand their intelligence this way. Men think like this. We need to expand their intelligence that way. That is not what this planet is. This planet is a planet based on everybody trying to make everybody else they bitch, and everybody trying to downgrade every goddamn thing so they can feel as if they're better than you. Which these things are small endorphins, which is petty. Pettiness has no survival amongst maturity. So for those who are mature, we don't think in those fucking minuscule mind frames that are close to retardation and infancy. You see what I'm saying? You're the kindergarten fucking brain. Because you're self-centered and trying to impose your greatness on all when you have no greatness at all. You see what I'm saying? So you know it's all about the system in which we want to develop. A lot of people don't understand that allowance is a term that came from the medieval times of men giving their sons money to go to the brothel and to experience the conquering and the submission of a woman. You see what I'm saying? And that's a thing that is part of the maturity, is the experience with the opposite gender. And this is a thing that no other species on this planet has a problem with. Only humans do. And then when we understand the focus that happened socially in the medieval times, um you know brothels and prostitutes were really set up so you could keep your wife in an angelic respect. So when you go out publicly with your wife to the church or to other social events, the wife is revered as, angelic, because she hasn't been demoralized in the process of sex. And then when a woman is pleased with just quote unquote sex, there is a demoralization that goes down if she seeks that. All women don't seek that activity, but some of them do. They want to be pushed into the submissive line, and that is the hair pulling, the smacking of the cheeks, and all of this other shit. You see what I'm saying? And these are natural. This is a natural advent for man and woman. You see, so the woman's true purpose is only to reproduce, your hairs, your inheritance. The brothel is where you are to become great Conan. Okay, that is where you are to do the demoralizing, because too much sexual activity on the wife can be smelled in public. The animus of other males will definitely be able to pick it up, like, oh, this pussy getting fucked over here, let me go and try and fuck it too, because that is just the thought of the mammal. And the mammal smells some kind of like, oh nigga, I could go fuck on it too, nigga. You fucked on it, nigga. I fuck on it. They don't implicate all of the social paradigms that are there. It's just like when a woman sees a man with his wife and children, and she can look at the aura and say, oh, there is love in this area, and she'll try and twiggle her ass in front of the male too and say, oh, you can love on me too like you love on this. Like, no, bitch, you don't know how my woman to put it down up in here. You don't know how my woman to break bread, on how my woman stirs the oatmeal on Sunday morning, nigga. Have you lost your goddamn mind? You think I'm finna put all my motherfucking energy into your raggedy ass? And what's really so cold nowadays, which porn has confused the whole paradigm, is that a lot of women think that you're just supposed to hop on them and just be making the motherfucking Isley brothers love to them draws. And no, it ain't finna happen like that, bitch. No, you don't have that value. Those things are going to be earned. What the fuck is you talking about? So let's go here to some more statements here. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. This is interesting. Brother Brick Altar. Hey, if you got any questions about the kicked out of heaven because I know you're reading it. I don't know if you're discussing with other people about it. When you read it, I definitely um promote that you need to be going through that journey with somebody, but if you are mentally sound, you can definitely handle it by yourself. But it's heavy literature dealing with the kicked out of heaven. So if you got any questions, brother, the guy 720 at Gmail, you can hit me at any time. But let's go back to the question. The question say, if Trump wins, do you think he may be compromised? We don't know. We don't know what's coming around the corner, brother. Nobody knows what's coming around the corner, but we do know something is coming around the corner. Um, and that's just the bottom line to it. Will he be compromised in any position? I don't know. Supposedly there's been 2 assassination attempts. Trump is definitely underneath the Jewish influence as well by his son-in-law. And it's a heavy situation. We don't know what's coming. We don't know if wars are going to be stopped, if wars are going to be started. We don't know. Um, will he be compromised? We don't know, bro. We're in a very ugly situation because we're all reliant upon whatever the white male decides to do. And all white males are in synchronicity and work with each other. And they impose a scenario publicly as if they battle each other. And when we look at old Europe, even though Europeans do have the forerunner on all information. They've written up history however they wanted to write it up. But when it comes to European history, which is a history that has been hidden um, until we started digging in those crates and finding it, we see that, damn near all European countries have kicked Jews out. So there could be an internalized battle there. There could be an agreement there. We don't know. But one thing I do know is the best way to win a war is for me to impose that I am at war with my own military. So that you think there is confusion going on over here when it's really just a stage, and we can overthrow your whole shit. That's why everybody needs to buy that book, Masters of the Sea by Edgar Hoover, so you can get the real picture of what's going on and how this whole thing is being operated. We don't know who he's with. We don't know what they plan on doing. We don't know the true intention of the project 2025. We don't, regardless of who gets into office, all of those immigrants are already here. They're arming up. They have finances and they have plans to do whatever the hell they're going to do, or they're following somebody's plan. Somebody's telling them how to move. So, I don't know, you know, um, I don't know if he's going to be compromised. That's a difficult one, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and try to give y'all a bunch of information like I got called to sit down in the Oval Room with these niggas and we sitting over the blueprint, which that's what the majority of people are gonna do because they want to feel. I mean, the majority of the people online, that's what they're gonna present to you and all these secret facts. And nigga, you don't know shit. You weren't there. We already seen how many people in society have went insane from following this fucking conspiracy theory bullshit that people were putting out ever since the Zeitgeist film. Okay? You've been putting out the conspiracy theory bullshit and people done swallowed it up and they went fucking insane. Look at how many black people went insane through the conscious community because they were putting out a whole bunch of conspiracy theory bullshit. They weren't putting out any intellect that was done in a chronological format for there to be a development in your process of thinking and computing everything that you're going through in life. In a format that is going to be successive for you, that's going to have, some form of gain, okay? Something for you, everybody's written themselves off. So, I don't know, bro. But one thing I don't do is I don't listen to no conspiracy theory bullshit. I don't, man. You better watch who the fuck you listen to. And you better, because they got this system out here where everybody thinks everybody can believe everybody. I don't believe shit. You could be telling me all the stories right in front of my face. We could be talking. You can show me all the pictures with you and all the cameos on the Instagram. I don't give a fuck. I'm not listening. I don't believe none of that shit. The human has spent 10,000 years perfecting their lies. That's what they have done. Okay? They perfect their lies. They have used technology to do nothing but lie better. Okay, they use the stage and the theater, and they use the text message, and they use the fucking memes and all of this shit. They use the music to lie. How many great MCs you thought was the super gangster, and this nigga grew up in a fucking boarding school? Get the fuck out of here. You're liars. You know, and once you truly understand and accept the capability of humans lying, man, you just write off the whole human race. It's a scary zone, you know, but you know, they did it to themselves, and better safe than sorry. You know what I'm saying? Is how that shit works. I'm not finna get got. I have a family to maintain. I'm not finna be your fucking bum. You know, and that's what they want, especially out of the black male. They want us all to be bums and looking retarded. They want us all to be Crip Mac looking and shit with the fucking gold teeth and all this other fucking retarded shit. You know? Let me see here. Yeah, lawlessness is upon us. This is true. You know, and a lot of people don't even know because a lot of people aren't in tune to the news. They're important. They don't try to figure out, you know, they don't try to watch what's going on. And even if you do watch what's going on, what can you do about it is the bottom line. And that's where a lot of us are at. There's nothing that we could truly do about these situations that are popping up to us. So why even look at them, you know? Let me see here. The homie says it's easy to believe, but hard to think. Yeah, I guess that's when you don't have a developed processor, and you're only going to be able to develop your processor by experience is the best teacher, and then literature, you know? So you got to go ahead and create situations and put yourself in those situations in order to gain the experience, you know, and you'll have a better processor and thinking will become easy. Well, not only thinking will become easy, but when you understand that you have to think in order to conclude a situation to come out with the desired results, that you know you need results, um you know, in a certain scenario. So you have to think about things mathematically on and know what you can do and know what's limited, you know, in your process of trying to do something. You know, what's available and what's not available. You know, thinking is just figuring out the problem. And that's one thing that me and my homies all have in common is we have a mentality of trying to figure shit out. You know, and one thing about trying to figure shit out is understanding that you're underneath attack. And that's one thing I definitely let be known in the Black Man's Bible. For those who don't see that situation, you are underneath attack. To be born on a planet where you, and let's just be honest with it, every phenotype of man and woman is underneath attack. Okay, this is the truth. They can all point out spaces where they're underneath attack, but guess what? The black man has it the worst. Okay, because not only are we attacked by, you know, the elements of existence when it comes to our survival, and that those elements are coming from other people who are making it difficult for us to get from point A to point B to point C to point D, so on and so forth. And then not only that, it's our own internal lack too, with our lack of preparation. You know, a lot of black males don't teach their sons, you know, or their daughters what to look out for an existence in you know, the paradigms of our life and how to identify things and what to do when you come into these situations. There's a mass amount of subjects that I talk to with my children that I was never taught. I nobody ever sat me down to talk about. This is what's out here. This is what you do when this comes. This is how you act around these type of people, and so on and so forth. You know, they want you to be at lack because basically everybody's looking for somebody to look down upon, and that is just the human picture. Unfortunately, everybody is looking to try to make everybody else they bitch. You know, that's why you don't fuck around with females who have nothing but ugly girlfriends. Females who have nothing but ugly girlfriends are definitely the ones who are trying to get all the juice and all the attention, and also trying to indirectly brag to make their ugly girlfriends feel jealous and feel some type of way because of because she gets the pretty privileges in life. So don't fuck with a bitch that got nothing but ugly girlfriends. And there's niggas who operate like that too. You know, niggas who operate like they know that they got all the player swag and they homeboys don't got any. So the homeboys are always begging him, and then as soon as you begging another nigga, the nigga can sub you like a bitch. And that's what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? And I find this shit completely unnecessary because guess what? We have bigger fish to fry. But I correspond to my responsibilities and what's in it, what's out here in the world that is on my shoulders as a burden because I'm a male, because I'm a man. The majority don't do that. Everybody wants to treat their responsibilities like a hot potato and think they can pass it to another motherfucker. A real man don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? All the borrowing and all of this and all of that. And don't get me wrong, I've had to borrow here and there, but that has been very, very minute in my life versus a lot of these other motherfuckers living in their cars. And you better watch out for that shit too, because we're about to hit a phase out here in America where people are going to be looking for a couch to sleep on. And you have to understand that over the past 10, 20 years, the music, the movie, the chemicals in the food, and the actions of others have taught people to be disagreeable. And in this disagreement, they think that they're supposed to be treated in the status of a president. Oh, I can't do this, and oh, you can't treat me that way. And yes, I can treat you like however the fuck I want to if you want to get along to a better space. There is no equality out here, and there never has been. You know, there never has been equality. On this planet. So that is a dream deferred. Okay, and that's just what the game is. Besides that, get into whatever hustle you can, whether that's stock trading, whether that's sports booking, whether that's all um any type of side hustle. um you know uh get on it and stay on it, because nowadays the shit is getting wild and we don't know what's coming next. You know what I'm saying? um I'm gonna put that statement up here. The homie Davy Lee said uh he told his mom that Jesus ain't real and she had to go do the mental ward because people get their brains adjusted to what they think existence is. And when you bust that picture, hey, you might when you disturb that picture, you might bust a nerve, a brain vessel, have a brain aneurysm. And I advise people not to do that. you know let people be where they are. The true science to it is just use a motherfucker for what they're good for. And if they're not good at anything, keep them at a distance. We all get used. You're all using me right now on this video, and I have no problem with that. That's what I put myself in the position for, because our race don't look good. And everybody thinks it does, and the majority of people want to turn a blind eye to that. I'm not going to impose myself as no form of leader, because that's not how it works. Obviously, we've had many failed leader situations here in America. How it works is fix your household, fix yourself first, fix your household and your family first, and then um you go to your neighborhood, and then you fix your community, and then you go to the city, and then you go to the county, then you go to the state, then you go to the nation. That's how it works, but you have to start with the man in the mirror first. You see, and that's why I put the information out here, so there could be more civility movement, more access to a space of winning psychologically. The black male doesn't provide any space of winning because there is not a space in which the black male is winning besides sports. You see, so everything else is just foolishness. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So yeah. Anybody got anything else they want to say, want to vent on? I'll take a couple of more statements. If we got to get up out of here, I got to hit these streets. I'm finna go perform tonight and do all types of shit, man. I got shit to do. So, go ahead and put out the statements, man. If you got something you want to say, go ahead and purchase the full set of all of my books. That's the Kicked Out of Heaven, the full 3 volumes, the Black Man's Bible right here, of course. Okay, and then we have the Ethereal Law, and we have the Real Nigga Etiquette, all going for $100. Okay, you go to the blackmansbible.com and get that right now. Okay, invest in yourself. Let me see here. Let me put it right here. Okay, all books for 100. Okay, get yourself your presents for your family members before Christmas comes along. Prepare yourself, is what that's called. Donate to the God 720. Do you understand? On the Cash App, we do things direct around here. Go ahead and make it happen. If y'all want to hear a song, go ahead and state what song you want to hear, and I'll play it on the closing because we about to get up out of here. So is there any more statements people want to vent about that's going on in society, whether that be the presidency, Trump, Kamala, or whatever you want to hear? We can go over it. Y'all know how I kick it. You know what I'm saying? Any questions about the medieval? Brother, what's his name right here? Brother Brick Altar, you have any questions about the Kicked Out of Heaven series? You said you're on volume 2. Let's see what you got. The most phenomenal piece of work done in the 21st century. So, here's a question. If Kamala gets in office, let's speak with the brother Gene Cole. And Gene Cole, definitely appreciate you. Military bound here. I got a question for you. What's going on with the rumors inside the military right now? Let's put that up. And also, I definitely appreciate the donation. So put your money where your mouth is. For everybody else that's watching the video right now, he put up $100. Who can beat? This is friendly competition. Can you beat the line? I don't think y'all can. How about that, nigga? I'll test the line. If Kamala gets in office, do you think America will go downhill? That's a good question. We don't know. I know women are going to get out of pocket, and they're definitely going to start getting disagreeable again, and be more defiant and they don't even have any solutions for what they're getting defiant against. They want to get defiant and we hate men, but then at the same time say men are supposed to provide, and then be a pretty beggar, all online in these different apps and websites, and expect men to give money to you, and you hate men, but there's pictures of men on every single dollar bill that you use. So if Kamala gets back in office, it's all socialist bullshit. And what we mean is that, the LGBTQ think they going to have more power again. And it's going to be more ratchetness and more, because that's all they represent is a bunch of booty. That's all they talk about, and they have no solutions. They provided no plans. Like I saw the first one-on-one interview with Kamala and a sports news anchor for the news. And he asked her, "What are you going to do about, the inflation prices?" And she goes into talking about how she grew up in a neighborhood where people respected their jobs, where people cared about their lawns. That has nothing to do with the question. The question was about what are you going to do about inflation? You see? So that's the game. I don't know, bro. Will America go downhill? Yeah. It most likely looks like, because just due to the fact that all the immigrants came in underneath her, that's what we're looking at. So there could be more immigrants coming, and they've already let out too much money for them. And then they say that all the money that they've given the immigrants is actually um it's making the cities go broke. I think they're in debt. New York and Chicago, they're extremely in debt, and now all of a sudden they're going to cut all the benefits that they're giving the immigrants, which is going to do nothing but incite crime once their food and their little money resources wear out, which they don't even know where to spend the money. They don't even know where quality food is at. You giving them all this money, and they're still boiling rats in the middle of the fucking street. They're fucking skinning the dogs and the cats. Like, what are you talking about here? So we don't know, but from what we see, it's going downhill. Appreciate you, Gene Cole. Anybody on the donations? Let's see if you can up Gene Cole in the military. You can't do it. Yeah. Okay. So let me see here. Here's another question. Do you think we're going to have to suit up on the illegals that's committing crime and taking over neighborhoods? Yeah. Yeah, you might have to suit up. You might have to prepare yourselves. And if so, oh well, because guess what? They're undocumented. So that means they're ghost people. So that means you could do whatever the fuck you want to with them motherfuckers. Okay? You could tie them up. You could, have them living up underneath your bed, nigga. Feed them some Frito-Lay chips, nigga. Who cares? Because they're undocumented. They're ghosts, basically. So that's why that is the language, that is the terminology that's being used when they say they're not criminals. What they're doing is they're stating that, yeah, we're not arresting them for crimes, therefore they can't be criminals because you're only a criminal once you've been convicted of a crime. You see how that works? You see? So it's a lot of bullshit in the air. We don't know. The only thing that we do know is what the internet and these apps are telling us. I directly haven't seen any of that shit in my life here in Vegas, so I highly doubt the owners of these casinos are going to allow any of that shit to move. What's going on in other cities, I can only tell you from what I see online. I'm not there to give you, a physical report, but I do know individuals in a lot of these major cities. I know somebody personally that lives in what is it, Columbus, Ohio, which is right next to the Springfield, Ohio, and he said, "Yeah, it is going down." And my niggas have been complaining to me about this shit for years and shit. There's been conversation that came up and they just went off because it was there. There's nothing to really talk about it. But then my niggas in North Carolina say the same thing. My niggas in Atlanta, I just got a report from Seattle. Same thing. There's a lot of immigrants everywhere. I've even heard that once they start working, which even with the benefits that we're giving them, they can also have jobs and still receive the benefits, which is not the case for American citizens. And as soon as they start their jobs, they automatically get Social Security within 10 years. So I want you to think about your veterans. I want you to think about the elderly that is at the grocery store. And we need to work on the American spirit. When you see the elderly, regardless of their race, and you could definitely tell that they are an American, you need to, we have to start treating each other as if we are one nation in order for us to defend ourselves as a nation. Okay, so they get Social Security after 10 years. Okay, So that is the truth behind that scenario. We got one here. Kamala winning means America has been conquered. Yeah, I mean, Kamala winning means that America has a high level potentiality of being attacked. She's not qualified in the areas of war. She's not qualified in the areas of finance. She's only written laws and locked up black men. As she does not mate with a black man, she is married to a Jew, and she raises the Jews' children. Okay, she doesn't have children of her own, so she does not have motherly love. Okay, therefore, her understanding of existence is very minute. When a woman gives birth to a child, her awareness on security and her awareness on relationships has expanded. Okay, and with that expansion, she's more reliable in a sense, and because, and the reason in being, especially when we talk about the single mother status, we're looking at survival instincts kicking in, and once the woman's survival instincts kick in, usually they use pleasantry in order to survive, and pleasantry and pleasures. And due to the provision of a child support or a Section 8, they feel as if they don't have to do that. And that's where we get these rabid women from. You dig what I'm saying? So let's go to the next question, and we're going to be up out of here. If y'all want to go ahead and request a song, do so now. But yeah, this answers the last question. If Trump loses, will a backlash against black females start? I don't think so. Um, Nobody, societal wise, black females aren't really, a space of importance. You know, they overcompensate for that with the BBLs, and they try to do the makeup, and they try to have the long hair, and they got to do the 20 versus 1, and they're trying to do everything that they can, because you don't see these other races of females doing that. You don't see Mexican females doing the 20 versus 1. You don't see the Asian women or the white women doing the 20 versus 1. The Asian women show up on your ass with the 2085 Benz, don't got no BBL, and motherfucking flat as a motherfucking board. Don't got no tits, no none of that shit. They don't have to overcompensate with twerking everywhere and putting on a bunch of makeup and all of that other shit. Black women feel outcasted from society, and that's why they have that response to society, is because they're not being recognized in any area that is respected in the light. And they even did the Simone Biles girl, who was the Olympic winner, and she doesn't carry herself with all of the makeup and all of that other shit. But they even tried to demoralize her, or put a derogatory view upon her with what occurred with her mother. Supposedly, her mother, it was a crackhead and all this other shit. So, and then she was sort of like a brown skinned, dark skinned girl. So nobody is really paying attention to that, because it's not in a space of sexualization, and black girls have already been over sexualized to the mass. And that's why twerking no longer has its importance, and over sexualization will create a burnout. And that's what you see happen. It's all been burnt out. So a backlash against black females for what? What do they own? What do they control? What do they do? They only have been the leaders of the ratchet movement and raunchiness. And once the females of other races got tired of the ratchetness and the raunchiness, which who are the true supporters of hip hop, are going to be the other races. Black people don't really buy black music. It'd be white people and Mexicans and Asians that buy black music. You see what I'm saying? So once the women of the other races got tired of supporting the whole called ratchetness, and their men were complaining, they backed up from it. And where do you see a sexy red at now? Nowhere. Where is Lotto's last hit? Nowhere. Where is Cardi B's last hit? And she's going through a divorce right now. Nowhere. It's nowhere. You've over-sexualized. You have not expanded or expressed the female emotion and let the world feel and hear that, which is, and usually it's a sorrow, it's a depression, it's a complaining about how she got cheated on, and it's a complaint about the things that her man isn't doing and how another man could do it. That is the gist of female music overall, black female music. When you go into country white girl music, they're singing about being in love and all this other shit. You see what I'm saying? You don't hear no ratchetness and twerking and all this other shit in country music. That's why when Beyonce goes over here, it's like, what? We've been doing this country music thing for a long time, and you think you finna bring your ass over here and just get an award off the rip because you dropped one album? Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And that is the mentality that black women have, or black people overall. They think when they arrive somewhere that they're supposed to be treated with fucking red carpet treatment when you've done fucking nothing. Like, who the fuck are you? You think because melanin is, you got a melanin and you think that's supposed to do something for you? And nigga, please, you don't get that fucking shit out of here. Yeah, Ice Spice fell off. Yeah, all of them, yeah, so yeah, Megan twerking at a presidential rally said it all. Yeah, this is presidential. We are professional here, and twerking is not allowed in the professionalism, and we don't want your twerk wind neither. We don't need it. You dig what I'm saying? So that's the gist of that. I definitely appreciate y'all coming in today and kicking it with the God 720. Hit the Cash App. Let's see, the highest donation we done had so far is $100. Let's see who can top that. And if you do top that, you get the whole set for free, of course, and if you want to get, Christmas gifts for the family and whatnot, go to theblackmansbible.com. You get all the books for free. Okay. Let me see here. I mean, not for free, but you get all the books for $100. My bad about that. So that's a total of 6 books for $100 at theblackmansbible.com. I already have the link available. Y'all get to it. We have game to spread. And when it comes to that term, conquering, y'all need to go ahead and conquer those around you and say, you're going to get some of this here game. And put one of the books from the guy 720 in front of their face. You dig what I'm saying? So we're going to get up out of here. I got to make a move to the other side of town. You dig what I'm saying? And hopefully we'll be posting up some videos of me performing around this motherfucker. You dig what I'm saying? So let me see here. Let me go ahead and put some jams up for y'all, man. Yeah, here we go. So like I said, donate, Cash App, the GAD 720, and then go to theblackmansbible.com and get the literature. I am out of here. Peace.
They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the store, I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the store, I hope you feel me. I got my back against the wall, I make a couple calls. Pimp this telephone, that's that grown man ball. My program won't fall, trying to forget it all. Spending dough at the mall, acting like I'm within the law, but we outside. Niggas try to get a clout ride, cause I'm bout mine, and I'm never out of time. Won't ever doubt my grind. Walk a thin line, dirty money kinda shine while I age like wine. Cause the game's bittersweet. The prism from this ism won't let a bitch sleep. You see me, then you don't. Gotta keep the mystique. Just check the technique. They think a nigga filthy. I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the store. I hope you feel me. They think a nigga nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. Back to the basics, problems like my blunt, nigga, I'ma always face it. Ain't worry about expenses, cause I'll always remake it. While I'm rocking the latest, radiate cuts on the bracelet, intoxicated and concentrated. Whether sober or wasted, shit ain't over till I take it. That's a thief in the night, no bark, no bite. We slit throats and we move in silence, cause it ain't no talking when you gotta choose violence. I'm on a diet, so the beef is no discussion. We seek the repercussion. Money grows on trees, so we smoke it like it's nothing, cause it's always something. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. They think a nigga filthy, I'll never plead guilty. Spend a couple racks at the stove, I hope you feel me. Trying to get a homestead before they gone dead. Youngsters want bread, so shells spread like poisonous lead. That's well said, but enough of the explaining. The tough ain't complaining. A diamond in the rough that got stuck in the drainage. Do it for the love, don't be worried about your payments. Your wealth is your wealth and that cancer ain't playing. So when the day comes, nigga, who gon' make arrangements? The bitch you ain't married, or the rich who ain't sharing, or your fans that's comparing you to another. A mic's a hot knife and your life is the butter. So when you speak to God at night, please don't stutter. Just keep me in your prayers. There's many levels and layers and tricky devils and players, whether minor or major. We've been through it all. The bigger they come, the harder they fall. The older we grow, we memorizing the law. And if this is Shark Tank, I'm Spielberg making Jaws. Iceberg that will melt for y'all. Ain't nobody gonna be there for your beckon and call. And you got them addictions, watch out for withdrawal. Ain't no promise for tomorrow, so praise yesterday. Things just ain't the same, but who is to blame? With no rules to the game, a bunch of fools in the way that didn't study the craft. You lucky to last if you making it past the muddy water bath, the ugly aftermath, the dummy that wants to crash. Your ops wanna blast. I came back from the future, it didn't turn into ash. Ain't no love in hip hop, but you part of the cast. Die hard for the laughs. Metaphors just gonna make you a smart ass. And I'm the brave heart wearing Jason's mask.